Hi, my name is Chester Thompson. I'm a drummer. I've been playing for a pretty long time. I've been very fortunate to play with some greats, some heroes of mine. All the way back from Benny King, who did Stand By Me. That was one of my very early tours. It was a short tour with the man. Amazing. For you jazzers, I played with an organist named Jack McDuff. That was seriously going to school. Yeah, that was like going to school, and then I went to graduate school when I got the gig with Frank Zappa. Oh my goodness, got to tour with him for a couple of years and record quite a lot with him. From there I went to a band called Weather Report, which was my favorite band at the time. Oh goodness, did some theater work in between, worked with the Pointer Sisters, did the Wiz, not on Broadway, but the LA company of the Wiz. Then, let's see, from there I started playing with Genesis. And that was the whole new era. Spent about 30 years with those guys. Toured with Phil Collins as well. And I have to admit, Phil did all the studio work, but I did all the live stuff, and there were lots of live albums, and it was a great situation. It was wonderful. Also did some work in between with Santana, with the Bee Gees. George Duke, did quite a lot of work with him as well. It's been a good run. I just acquired a StudioLive 32 Series 3 mixer, and I am absolutely blown away. This has radically changed the whole game for me. Like I said, I've been playing drums for years. I've always had a studio of some sort. Always did recording. For me, it's as much to have a place to practice and rehearse as well as record. And this board does all of that. I've always made lots and lots of trips from the drum set over to the board. Well, now I don't even have to do that anymore because I can just sit behind the drums with my iPad, totally get drum levels. I can put it in record. I've been using their software as well, their Studio One version 3 software. Oh my goodness. The sound of it even is just incredible. I feel like I've finally stepped into the 21st century because everything sounds, it's today's sound. It's real important to me that my drums sound really good as they are. If I don't do anything to them, and quite a bit of what I do, people contact me to do drum tracks for them. When I'm doing a drum track, if they're working with an engineer, they want a good, raw, clean track, so that's what I can send them. One of the cool things, they have these presets in this thing, right? So I put down my drums and make sure everything's tuned, good levels, but say I want a different kind of bass drum sound. Well, I just dial up one of their presets and put it in there, and it's smoking, man. I can do the same with the snare, toms, all of those things are just readily available. Because it's also a great live board. I've got 16 mixed out channels, and I've got basically individual headphone boxes, so I can basically each person can have their own iPad and do their own mix. Or I've got, I can actually send out to in-ear boxes. I can do all of that just right here at home, which is blowing me away. I am absolutely knocked out with this thing. I've been doing a lot more jazz. I actually have a jazz trio. It's the Chester Thompson Trio. We've done 2 CDs, which have been very well received as far as radio play. In fact, I have to admit I'm a little proud of the fact that the first one went to number 6 on Jazz Week website, and the second one, Simpler Times, went to number 4. And I'm scheduled to do a solo album this year, so I'm really happy about that and excited about it. This relationship with PreSonus is pretty important to that because now I'm in the writing stages and needing to hear things before I go in the studio. And this is just a perfect situation for me. Man, I'm having so much fun. Nothing is getting in the way of creativity. I get to come down here and get work done. I don't get stuck having to worry about how to do this, how to do that. It's pretty intuitive, actually. So you need to go out and get one of these. And if you're not a drummer, maybe you don't need so many channels, get to 16. But I'm telling you, it's awesome.